He reunion with the original trio. Let's go!
Man, keep your hand on the goddamn wheel. Stop playing these
Bro,
games.
I told you I'm good, bro. I'm good.
The final boss form is on his way to Toronto. He should be there shortly. Oh, it's been a long time coming.
Oh man, like a DX reunion for one night only.
Oh
Word,
man,
bad knees and sore backs and all.
Uh huh.
Force.
And I shaved my head like Shawn Michaels.
yeah. I'm here about to cough my life out.
Yeah, and I'm the young guy just out here eating fruit snacks, just looking tired as fuck.
I'm right behind
And
you.
don't knock it. Don't knock it. The fruit snacks be hitting.
Yeah.
No,
fruit snacks,
they
Oreo
got the
cookies.
Skittles one now too.
Uh huh.
Oh shit! Don't tell me that.
I'm telling you, bro, these shits.
You know what happened? What had me and my girl hooked for a while was the nerds that were on gummies.
Oh yeah, the nerds gummies.
Oh, bro, we were on that for like I don't know how long. I think maybe 3-4 months. Pop, 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 pop. I'm like, yo, keep that away from me. Dangerous, dangerous. All right. So
Luther Burton just ran a 4.42 for all you football fans.
oh damn.
Yeah.
So Elimination Chamber tonight. Interesting, because we only have 4 matches. That's it.
Which means the chambers are going to be stupid long and probably have other plot devices going on.
I mean, we also got the obligatory 45-minute rock segment with Cody Rhodes too. So
True. You know that jam's going to be so long.
yep.
Yeah. Which is interesting because we'll leave that for the end because I think that's going to close the show for some reason. I don't know. Just a theory. So I want to start it off with what I think is going to be the opener.
The
The
women's
tag team.
elimination chamber?
No, the tag team. The tag team. I believe that's going to be the opener.
What's the tag team match?
Oh, the women's tag. Tiffany and Trish against Nia and what's her face?
Okay.
Candace.
Okay. Your obligatory Canada pop match. Got it.
Yes.
Yes. I think this is going to start it off just to kind of get that pop for the hometown person of Trish.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to work. I think I'll probably all agree Trish and Tiff are going to go over on this one.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a nice little thing here. I saw last night. I saw the highlights. It looked like it was going to be all right.
I'm almost half tempted to call like the actual finish itself.
What do you think it's going to be?
Trish with the sharpshooter on Candace.
Jay, you on mute. Can't hear you. Something's wrong with your audio, buddy. I didn't mute you. Can't hear you. Damn. Your audio went into like the dark world. We can't read lips.
Somebody sent Jay to the shadow realm.
Yeah, right. His audio's in the shadow realm. Oh, you missed it earlier. We're trying to get ready. I had no audio. I had no camera. Nothing. I was like, I was texting Jay like, I'm trying to figure this out, bro. I don't know what happened. He was like, oh. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, he was having all kinds of issues last month too, trying to figure out how to get that shit ready.
Yeah. We can't hear you, Jay. I come back.
I was saying, log out, log back in again.
Yeah.
See how starting off with a bang. Yep.
Yep. It can't handle all of us. That's the
Hell
problem.
yeah. This shit was just like, yo, I'm not used to this shit.
There's three of
I don't know
y'all
what the hell y'all
again.
are doing. The fuck
It,
is happening?
there's three of y'all. It's too much excitement. I
Can
can't.
you
I
hear
don't
me
know.
now?
Yes, we can.
There it is.
Okay. God. So ooh.
What happened? Who ran the 40?
Ooh. Matthew Golden ran a 4.3.
Is that possible?
Yes. There's been a lot of 4.3s this weekend. Like an uncomfortable amount of fast receivers. Anyway, yeah, I agree. Trish and Charlotte are definitely gonna go over because it doesn't make like I think they just need to end the thing with Nia and Candace. Like I loved Nia's recent run,
Mhm.
but like we're over it now. Like you had your run. It did nothing for Candace personally, but
Mhm.
it is what it
Unfortunately, it's like
is.
I don't have anything for Canada as it is.
I mean, she's a speed champion. That's about as far as it goes. But they don't put that belt on regular TV, so I don't actually care about it.
I was about to say, I don't even think Candace cares about that shit.
Nobody does. I can't tell you who the men's speed champion is. I think it's Andrade last time I saw.
That's the last thing I heard.
Yeah, so, but
It's not
yeah,
somebody else.
Candace is only there to take the fall.
Mhm.
And next will be the women's elimination chamber.
I have
Do we
thoughts.
get two? Do we get two? We get two,
I
right?
have I have thoughts.
I know. That's why I'm saving you for last. That's why I'm just getting mine out the way. My
Uh-huh.
heart wants Alexa, but when you like look at the Rhea Ripley part of it, I don't even know who to choose. That's the part that's annoying.
So you got
I
um,
was about to look. I was about to say, let me look at
Bailey,
the card real
Naomi,
quick.
Bianca, Alexa Bliss, Liv, and Roxanne.
Why do I feel like it's gonna be Roxanne? Low key. I want it to be Alexa, but I feel like it's low key gonna be Roxanne.
All right, so it's Tiff and Charlotte, and
Whoever wins this gets Rhea.
Yep.
so you're saying Roxanne is your number one?
Yes. I just feel like they're gonna push Roxanne to the moon.
Hmm.
But I want it to be Alexa. I want it to be Alexa. I just want that to be known.
So is Alexa your second?
Yes, my Alexa's my second pick.
All right. So I got the picks, and I got something that I think is going to happen too on this one as well.
Oh no, this one I just know somehow Jade's going to be involved with the Bianca Naomi situation, especially because Bianca and Naomi have been talking about it a lot more recently about them turning heel. So I'm like, somebody's turning heel. I don't know which one it is, but one of you are turning heel.
Yeah, I think because they still haven't ended it, they need to end it, and it needs to be ended at WrestleMania. It's gonna be living in Rhea. It just got to end. I want to say Roxanne. That's not a bad choice, but I think it's just too soon. And for her to go to Mania against Rhea is too early. Um,
That's fair.
Same thing with Alexa. To me, Liv is going to make sense. The second one I would see would be Bianca as my second choice. But I also see Jade coming back in here and going after Naomi for taking her out.
Yeah, so you think Naomi's the culprit? If you
I,
think Bianca, if it's gonna be Bianca and Rhea, then that means Naomi did it, which I'm fine with.
I think it's both. But I think Naomi was one that did it.
There's no way.
Meaning, like I like Bianca to me, I felt like story wise, right? She was like she's taking the spotlight from me. I'm supposed to be the strong one, but she's strong or stronger than me. Can't have that. I'd rather deal with Naomi because at least I know I'm the strongest. She's just more athletic and this and that. So that's what I'm saying. Naomi pulled the
I can see it.
trigger, but Bianca was there as well. That's what I'm saying. So
Well,
that's why I say
Bianca was in the ring when it happened. Bianca was in the
right.
ring.
But
Remember?
that's her alibi.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think if it's Liv, great. You know what I'm saying? It's just that they need to end that. If they're gonna do Liv
Yeah.
Rhea at Mania, okay, that's it. End it, please end it, because we can't go back and forth with that feud forever. It's got to end.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's gonna be Bianca, then I could see it where Jade gets involved in that match as well with Naomi somehow. So that's how I see it. I'm going a little too further into WrestleMania as well too,
But
but yeah.
before Benny goes off on his rant, also got a call. We got sent the picks from Honey, who was unavailable to podcast with us today,
That's right.
and
Yes.
her pick is Alexa Bliss.
Or
Yeah, and she had. I think she also had the
Oh, she
Tiffany
had
and
she had Naya and Candice winning the Tiffany and Trish match.
yes,
really?
she did. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did.
She
Okay.
did.
I think she just loves chaos, personally.
Hmm.
Personally,
Wonder where she got
Hey
that
man,
idea
look,
from.
ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Some people just want to see the world burn.
apparently she's definitely one of them.
Yeah. All right. So I just had this conversation with Joe and John the other day too. All right. When it comes to this match, it's 1,000% process of elimination for me. All right. As much as all of us loves Alexa Bliss, Alexa just got put on SmackDown. And I don't think they're going to put her back on Raw or have her go out there and immediately just lose her first feud. So to me, that kind of eliminates her from that. I think that if she starts to take over that match or whatever, because she's spooky Alexa right now, she's probably jumped at some point in order to take her out. Bailey and Roxanne, to me, even though Roxanne got to pin Bailey the other night, I still think that they're headed for a one-on-one, and I think you have to end that before you put Roxanne with anything else. I don't think Bailey's winning. Bailey
That's a
was
fair point.
champion like half the damn year. Yeah, I don't think Bailey's winning. She was champion for half the damn year, and like she was just Royal Rumble winner, just main evented WrestleMania because like everything is a main event at WrestleMania. And then Naomi. Again, everybody loves Naomi. Naomi is not going to main event WrestleMania. And like I said, as much as we love her, as much as like unless you throw her in there with, like everybody was asking for years or whatever as another piece to the bloodline or whatever, it's not happening. So you're down to a couple of people, and those people are Bianca and Liv Morgan, which those two are my picks. But the problem is I don't have a number one and a number two because each of them have something against them right now to say that they should not win. For Liv, they just tag titles. And they start off for doing a half a year of her as champion, beefing with Rhea Ripley, in which her entire title reign was about Rhea Ripley. So it's just like, do we really as fans want to see that again? And as big of a Liv Morgan fan as I am, I'm like, I'm not sure I want to see that shit again. The problem with Bianca is Jade Cargill. Everybody absolutely wants Bianca versus Rhea WrestleMania. That is a built-in dream match. I cannot, under any circumstances, ever accept that match ending anything other than clean if it's at Mania. So this all depends on who my number one and my number two are if Jade Cargill comes back. If Jade comes back, I think your marquee match at that point, you got to push the Bianca Rhea match back. You got to do Jade versus Bianca because that's another one that you need. And then you'd have like just if you were going to do Bianca versus Rhea, you got a month to build that up versus all of this history and everything that you really kind of touched on with Liv and Rhea before, but didn't really touch on it because you had the opportunity to do it. But Triple H is apparently just horrible at booking women. I don't know. But again, like it all comes down to that right there. I'm like, just for the argument's sake, I'm gonna say Liv won, Bianca second. But like, it could flip flop either way. It really just depends on what goes on with Jade Cargill. And I'm gonna add in one more thing. You can sit up here and say that I bit this shit off of Sandy's app all you want. I had this shit before him. I just didn't say it. Liv is gonna interfere in that match on Monday, and that shit is gonna lead to a triple threat. You're not going to get Liv versus Rhea one-on-one because I don't think they can leave Io out of this shit either.
Yeah. Here's what I'm thinking about. You have Bianca Belair and Rhea either like co-main event Mania night. You have Jade and Naomi fight at Mania because currently all you know is Naomi is the one that took out Jade. You have no idea that Bianca was the one that was pulling the strings or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Jade beats the crap out of Naomi, gets her revenge, and you just see that Naomi whispers in Jade's ear, and Jade has a reaction like, "What the fuck?" And is literally telling her Bianca was behind it all. And then you have Bianca Rhea wrestle and go for the match. You have Naomi try to interfere to help her, and you have Jade come out and stop Naomi and be like, "No, this is going to be a fair one." And boom, boom, that's how you can do it. And then you can have Bianca and Jade go at it at SummerSlam.
That's what I was thinking. Bianca and Jade, you can say for SummerSlam as your
Yeah.
your
You can do
marquee
that.
match.
You can do that.
Especially because it's at MetLife, so
Right, and
it's,
then
it's a big enough marquee.
Right around the corner, and then you can turn around
Yeah.
and like you save that match for when we're available to go.
Well, you ain't look at them prices. Even with it being down the block, I ain't available to go. I'm gonna be real honest with you.
I would probably say
This
this:
is
wait till the day of. The ticket prices probably go down, probably better. I just can't say what
We'll
seats
see.
forget though.
Yeah, I'm afraid of heights, so I ain't trying to go that far up.
The next one, which I think is be the palate cleanser for this, because I think this is gonna again, each elimination chamber is like a lot to take in, so you need a palate cleanser.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be the Sami KO match, which is interesting because it's like
It's not really a palate cleanser, honestly.
it's not really, but I mean,
it's really not a palate cleanser.
unless you have this one as the opening match, and then you have the women's tag team as the palate cleanser.
Maybe
That could be
I
it.
would, because again, you still get the Canadian pop. So
Right. Now this one is like, again, we always come back to Sami and KO, and it's like one of those like for the last time ever. Every time is the last time ever. This one is I think it's the beginning of what we may see that will spiral into something that KO is doing.
yeah,
I don't know what, but I think I got KO on this one, and I think they're taking Sammy off TV for some time.
yeah. I think they're gonna give Sammy a nice long break. Especially because you can't really tell if Sammy's a face or a heel, and ever since the Bloodline thing, he's been kind of like fumbling because they don't want to put him in the mid card scene again because people will riot. But there's no room for him in the main event scene right now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with KO not being more defined.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was going to go with Sammy, but I think I'm going to go with KO too, just because they need to give Sammy a lengthy break to kind of let everything cool down. If you're going to flip titles, like, it's unfortunate, but like he might not be around for WrestleMania.
Right, but I think he needs some time off though.
He does.
I mean,
He
both
does.
of them do, actually, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I could see KO winning, but I could also see both being off of TV for a significant amount of time.
Yeah, like
Especially
the Drew
because it's
CM Punk
unsanctioned.
match.
Yeah. Like it's an unsanctioned match. So like in theory, it would not be unreasonable to say that like both of them are off TV. Now, the only way I see KO coming back if he was to get time off is if somehow, Roman Reigns resurfaces and things pop off there and KO just loses it and goes after Roman.
Yeah, I agree. It could be a way to take them both off TV. Good point.
Yeah.
That's kind of sort of where I am. I think Kevin Owens is winning this just because of the fact that like the story is the match is unsanctioned because Sammy technically isn't clear. So I don't think like even if you go like the most heart of hearts Rocky Balboa underdog story you possibly can, I don't ever want to see a busted up Sami Zayn beating the evil Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
So I think I gotta go with KO on this one, and like I got him taking some time off at some point, but I also think that they got to clear this carrying cross thing with him too.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to lead to like any kind of like a WrestleMania match or whatever, but something leading up to Mania, they probably going to need to pay that shit off too.
Yeah, I forgot that there was an interview he was doing, and in the background you saw Karrion Kross just staring at him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
And
forgot.
he's been cutting. Cross has been cutting promos on his own. So
Yeah, he's been doing like if you're not paying attention to social media and interviews and stuff like that, like you're missing so much of what he's doing. He's literally doing like like Zack Ryder
no.
all over again, but like
Oh yeah, take that first
at a
time,
higher
brother.
level because it's not YouTube. It's like social media
Yeah.
completely, and it's like it's crazy. It's insane. I like what he's doing. I'm just waiting to see what Triple H actually has in store for him with all this because if you haven't been paying attention, he literally had his hand in everything. The
Mm-hmm.
Bloodline, the AJ Styles turn, the
Mm-hmm.
Miz turn, the New Day turn.
Yep.
Who else?
All
I'm
of
missing
it.
like one or two, I think. But like Dominic too, I think, right?
I think so.
I want to say Dominic.
He's like
Well,
he's
no,
like the
Dominic
ultimate
was
shit stirrer.
just Judgment Day. Dominic was just Judgment Day.
Right, but I thought
He's like the ultimate shit stirrer though.
yeah. Like I'm trying to put who is it? He's like in the Superman comics, that one
Mm.
funny weirded elf magician guy.
Oh,
Mr.
Vincent
Quiz.
Spitalik,
Yeah, that guy.
asshole.
Yeah, so that's Karrion Kross pretty much. All right, so going now to the men's elimination chamber. We have my boy Damian Priest, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and John Cena. This is interesting. I can see
my
a
number
couple feuds
one
coming out of here.
Yeah, that's why I'm like you got to look at what the matchups are.
Mm-hmm.
My number one is CM Punk. My number one is CM Punk. My number two, even though I don't like it as much, would be Drew McIntyre, but it's because it ties back into the Rock thing, which is why I'd be like, all right, I can see where y'all going with that. But those are my two.
So when it comes to this match or whatever, again, process of elimination, right? You honestly just brought something up that if they did this shit and it just came out of nowhere, I would love it so much as if Drew was the Rock's guy. The only thing that's holding me back from that, again, is that he already has a beef right now, and that's with Damian Priest.
Mm-hmm.
Although, like I said, I would absolutely love Drew versus Cody.
And I think you
can
get
knock
it.
out. Yeah,
I think you
can
get
knock
it. You
out.
just don't get it at Mania.
Yeah, I think you can knock out Logan Paul. Obviously, they're not. That's first of all, it's not a WrestleMania match. Second of all, they already did that shit. And then y'all know my agenda when it comes to John Cena or whatever, right? I've been
quoting it to everyone that I talk to. I was like, listen, this isn't my theory, but I think that it's happening.
Yeah. So just real quick to go back over it, like Paul, I think you had heard it before or whatever, but you weren't on with us. I want John Cena to fail at every single attempt to get into a championship match up until he gets to something that he has not won yet, that being the King of the Ring. And I want him to win the King of the Ring, go on to SummerSlam, and then win the championship there. Like the idea of a heel Cena, as the little fat you just brought up or whatever, it it's intriguing, but like for his final run, I hate it.
Yeah,
So
I've
like
seen it
I think
before.
that like I think it's just like I think that's a little too much. But again, like I want to see him get knocked off here. I don't want to see him lose his final WrestleMania match. So send him in there again. Have him get beat by Logan Paul. Have him face Logan Paul at WrestleMania, and then have him him beat Logan Paul at WrestleMania. That he goes out on top at his final Mania match or whatever. So you can take Logan Paul out. You can take, for me, Drew McIntyre out. You can take Damian Priest out. You can take John Cena out. That leaves Seth Rollins, and that leaves CM Punk. And again, those are my two picks. Again, this is one of the good things that Triple H has done. There's so many fucking different ways that you can go with this. The issue is Roman Reigns and the favor that Paul Heyman has, that CM Punk has with Paul Heyman. You got to pay that shit off from Survivor Series. So when is that going to come in? Unless we're just going to forget it like Vince McMahon's lockbox.
Nah. I think again, it's all a matter of what they're gonna do with Cody.
Little he says Miami Vice style heels Cena and The Rock.
I don't really think we have to worry about Cody or whatever. I think
the reason why I say Cody is if Cody goes heel, then you pay the favor off at WrestleMania. Right? If Cody doesn't go heel, you still take the title off of him at WrestleMania and you pay it off at SummerSlam. Because you get right?
I see you can also do Cena Punk at SummerSlam if that's the case too. You just run that shit back. That would be beautiful.
And the key thing here is you free up Roman Reigns to possibly win the Money in the Bank, but you have CM Punk's favor be that Roman Reigns does not cash in until he loses the title. He loses it to Cena, and Roman Reigns cashes in.
That would be so evil.
It would be so evil, but it would be so on brand for Roman Reigns.
True.
And then you run back how the Tribal Chief started. You literally go back to that exact plan. When he came back at SummerSlam and wrecked shop, and you have him squash Cena. And then because everyone's gonna love Roman at that point, that's when you do Homelander Cody.
Yeah.
That is what would send Cody over the edge of like, I did all this for you people just for him to come back on top, and everyone turns on me and you love him, and Cody just completely loses it and goes full like evil Cody.
I think this is a tough one because watching this right here, I'm trying to figure out, because usually this is like we have feuds that come out of this chamber, right? And then they teased the feud of McIntyre and Priest, and people hated it. And I feel they're trying to push it down our throats, and I don't want that feud, to be honest. I actually want Logan Paul and Damian Priest. That's the one.
I don't see it. I don't see it though.
The reason why is you can throw in Bad Bunny and the whole issue that Logan Paul has with Puerto Rico, and like people in Puerto Rico say, you know what I'm saying? You can throw that in there, so you can. I get pop it higher.
Here's the thing, though. Do you do that in Vegas, or do you do that in the tri-state area? That's my thing. You don't do that in Vegas. You got to do that for us here, because you know the Puerto Rican. That's how you get the Puerto Rican contingent to buy WrestleMania tickets, because they're having trouble buying SummerSlam tickets.
Yeah.
So it's like at that point, yeah, you could have Damian even come out with Bad Bunny.
Little Fitchy's like, are we getting a Liv versus Io versus Rhea triple threat match at Mania?
I don't hate that either. I don't hate it.
It depends if Liv wins it. Like Benny was saying, if Liv wins it, that might be one way to go, right, Benny?
I think that actually is the way to go if she wins.
Okay, right. And then he asks, who is the next member to join the Judgment Day?
Aleister Black.
is a good question. It could
Alistair
be
Black.
Alistair Black. That would make sense. Um,
You either do Alistair Black or you call up Out the Mud with Jada Parker. Those are the only two options for me.
and it ma-
Because
and the thing too, it makes sense because then when Finn goes to Dom, like, hey, I said no new member. He's like, that's right. You said no new member, meaning one. You didn't say about no new members. So he kind
and
of
then
the wordplay gets there and is like, and then Dominic now has the numbers, and Finn because JD is out, Finn is literally by himself.
right, but also it causes friction with Liv and Jada, which not only elevates Jada, but it kicks Liv out the group and it breaks up the Liv and Dominic thing, which has kind of run its course.
Yeah, yeah. The interesting thing is gonna happen is what's gonna happen with what's her name Raquel. Does it also break Raquel and Liv as well?
Yeah, they already have the tag titles. That's what I mean. You break them off and you have them do their own thing. They
Well,
have the tag titles.
it depends if they still have the tag titles at the moment that
I
out the
think
mud
they're
is
gonna
on.
hold those titles for a little while until they can replenish the women's tag team division, which they don't really have right now. That's
Right.
what I mean. Because you're probably breaking up Naomi and Bianca. You're breaking apart some of those powerhouse things. You need like a compelling act to keep that stuff, situated.
The Bat of Blood and Fire says AJ Styles can become the member of Judgment Day. There was something I saw that AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv had like they were friends before they teamed up before Judgment Day
Mm-hmm.
and everything. So there was something where they supposedly were supposed to go infiltrate Judgment Day to break it up from within. And that's what the thing was between them two and AJ Styles, the three of them.
I
Yeah,
think
I
they
don't
can
they had.
do
I don't
they
think
can do
AJ
some
joins
other
Judgment Day.
group, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean I feel like they can do some other group, but I don't like the idea of AJ Styles joining the Judgment Day.
No, he doesn't fit the Judgment Day,
Doesn't.
like what Judgment Day was supposed to be originally.
Yeah.
And Malachi Black does literally personificate that and brings it back to what it was originally supposed to be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
To
but
be honest, like I don't
yeah,
think anybody in Judgment Day fits what Judgment Day was supposed to be originally.
not
Yeah,
anymore.
it definitely
No,
it morphed into something, but I feel like if you bring in Alistair Black, then you can slowly start to transition it to what House of Black was supposed to be,
Mhm.
or what they kind of tried to do, like what they did with the girl in AEW. I don't remember her name right now. I'm sorry, I'm not a AEW person, but it was like Julie something or other.
um,
I don't
Not
remember the
Julia
chick.
Hart.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Julia Hart.
All
There we
right.
go. What they did with Julia Hart, and I think that you can replicate that by calling up Thea Hale.
the deal says, I hope Cody sells his soul to the final boss and swerves and hits him with the rock bottom. Okay, well, let's talk about that. The whole Cody Rock sell your soul. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Because I think that's going to end the show.
Stupid, but yeah, it's gonna end the show. I feel like anytime The Rock comes back, I just roll my eyes at this point because it's like, fam, go make a movie that people actually want to watch. Like, if you're supposed to be the king of Hollywood, like, go make a movie that people actually want to see because your last like 5 movies flopped terribly. Like, you haven't made a good movie since before Black Adam, and you're supposed to be this Hollywood star. Like, if you're gonna transition to a producer, by all means, go make your money. I get it, but like, he hasn't made a good movie. Like, again, really, he hasn't made a good movie since the Jumanji movies.
But the biggest issue with that
Nope,
right there is the same
nope.
thing that's been happening to a whole lot of other people. Is
No,
they're thinking that, or what they're seeing is that The Rock is playing The Rock in every single role that he has, and he's no longer acting. And then you
I
have
right.
a guy like Batista who's out here doing like the most un-Batista like stuff where he's like a family man and all kinds of other stuff, and not an action hero family man, but he's in like psychological thrillers and everything like that. So people are just,
Because he's
it's like,
an actual actor
Yeah,
who
I
is
yeah,
talented.
I think that's the thing is like you have like the way I look at it, you have Hogan who was the first one to do it, and he made his
hmm
movies. He got there, and The Rock watched and he learned and he improved on it. But the problem with The Rock ego got in the way,
Yes.
where it's like I can't lose. I have to do this. I'm like,
He
dude,
he typecast himself like Triple H used to do.
not just
Yep.
that, but it's like I can't lose. I have to always be the good guy, no matter what.
Hmm.
Thus, Black Adam came out the way it is. He didn't want to be involved with Shazam, all
Hmm.
that stuff. John Cena, in a way, improved it because
He did.
he doesn't have an ego.
Right.
Hmm.
But
And he's a really good comedy actor. Like
right,
he's a very good comedy actor, but
very his timing
doing
is
anything
impeccable.
else, anything else that's not like comedy that plays on his like very prim, proper, dry sense of humor doesn't work for him. Batista can do it all.
Yes, we've
Hmm.
seen him do like he had what that spy family comedy.
Yes.
He's
Hmm.
had
Amazing.
that one with
Hilarious.
M Night Shyamalan. He had
Shyamalan.
one
Yes.
of my favorite ones where like when I saw it, he completely surprised me in what he did. The Hotel Artemis. If you
Mm-hmm.
watch that movie and you watch him, you'll be surprised. Like his role was small, but how he did it, like I was like,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, dude, you're like on a whole separate level.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's changing
And
it, and
he's doing some kind of fight movie now. Like he's getting into shape, but he's like a leaner Batista to do some like fight movie. He's done some movie where he's got like long gray hair. Like
mhm,
he's killing it
Yeah,
right now.
I just
Also,
saw the clips for that.
yeah,
also, Paul, bring that question back up because I like that.
no,
If I had
this one, the
yeah,
Finn,
yeah, yeah. We bringing the pen back, cause man, man, that one
well,
right there. I like that. I like that. I'll take you one. The problem is I want it to be for a freaking title, and it's not. And it's like, like I need to find a way to get the title for Braun Breaker or I don't even know what show they're on at this point. I think it's Raw. So like, if
yeah.
you can get if you can get the U.S. title doesn't fit though. That's the
See, the
problem.
way I look at this is this way. You can have it where Finn they kick Finn out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Finn turns face. He finds
Mm-hmm.
a way to challenge Braun Breaker for the title at
Mm-hmm.
Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Black costs him the match. Then they wrestle at SummerSlam.
I mean, at that point, they could wrestle at Money in the Bank because you forget Money in the Bank is in between the two, so you can't really,
That's a whole
you know.
lot in between the two, though. So
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
do that Money in the Bank. You can do that King of the Ring. You can do that at hell.
Well,
You can do
yeah.
shit the way Backlash been popping the last couple of times. You do that shit at
And I
Backlash.
think Backlash this year is supposed to be in Mexico City.
The Rock definitely been sipping on his tequila before last promo, sounding like my drunk uncle just repeating himself.
That's,
Yep.
your man he sounds like Trump at the podium, and I don't care. I stand on that. Your man sounds like Trump. The cadence, everything sounds just like Trump.
My thing is like, all right, so going to this whole spiel with him and Cody, I think Cody says no, and then we're gonna see the breakdown of Cody. He loses the belt, KO's out, Sammy's out, Jay Uso wins, but he's on a different show. So literally, he has nobody around him because Jay's busy defending his belt. Because
Hmm.
to me, he's gonna win it. He's
Yeah.
gonna win.
You
So
have to
he's
you have to pay that off at this
yeah.
point.
So he's gonna have his hands full. So Cody is literally gonna be by himself. No title, no friends. We're literally gonna broke it down. And Jay, like you said, Roman comes back. He's on top. He's like, "Yo, what the heck?" Like you said, I you jeered this man for years. I beat him. Y'all cheered me, and now he's back, and y'all cheering him. Like what the heck? And like, and we're gonna get a heel Cody run. We're gonna get a heel,
Going into
and
2026, I'm calling
right.
it.
And I'm
You're gonna
telling
get
you,
Homelander Cody.
this. At one point or another, I cannot say when and where. Brock will say, "And now I own your soul."
Hmm. That's how he's gonna. He's not gonna have Cody give it to him. He's gonna take it.
Yeah. Will Brandy be involved in the Rock and Cody storyline?
I think that all
How
depends
much?
on if Brandy's
How
under
much they gonna pay?
contract or not.
That's what I'm saying. How much they paying Brandy?
Yeah,
What's the money look like?
because we just it all comes down to that, and the going back to the men's elimination chamber because I didn't give my pick. I kept hearing people say this is where Cena goes heel. No, stop, timeout. That's that. The time for that has has come and gone a decade ago. You cannot have Cena go heel at any point in time during his last run in WWE on his farewell tour. You can't. It makes no sense. That point in time has come and gone. You missed it.
Especially because they did the cinematic match with Bray Wyatt, where they did the whole like if he did go heel, it would have been an NWO. They've already given y'all the most authentic version of that. They're not gonna do it now. Cena's not gonna do it now.
It makes no sense. I mean,
It
this is
doesn't.
because of the fact that, like, business wise, if he goes heel, is he still going to move merch?
No.
And if you think about it, who buys his merch? The
It's
kids.
little kids. Yeah, he's not gonna. They're not gonna get the merch from the bad guy. They're not.
No, they're not going to do that. So to me, the one coming out of here, it's either going to be Drew or Punk
Hmm?
out of that men's elimination chamber. And I agree. I think it's going to be Punk, and I think the favor comes in that play at some point. I don't know what the favor is. That favor still has to pay off.
Right,
So
and I think the favor is going to come into play, and because again, the only people that know what the favor is, that's not a scenario at all. It's not even an option.
it's
It's
not. It's not
not an
even.
option.
It's not even funny.
It's not. It's not an option. Just
I don't
at
think
that
any
point.
current heel would sell his soul to Rock to win Elimination Chamber.
Drew
I
would.
mean, story
Drew
wise,
would. Drew would.
you know. So
It's just not interesting. That's the thing.
yeah,
Drew would, but it's not interesting. That's why you wait. That's why you wait on it.
yeah.
Or hell, there is the tease of like CM Punk was like, well, shit, I would have, but that was 10 years ago, and
And
that's why I think Punk is winning because again, at the end of the day, CM Punk does not have much more time to main event a WrestleMania. Like
That's my
it's
other
kind of
thing with. That's my other thing
it's
with this.
this year or bust.
Yeah, like he kind of
and you
has to do it. Like you
right.
can't sit up there and have CM Punk's like I know like the whole finish the story thing has been played out now or whatever, but you can't sit up there and tell his whole story of I never got the opportunity to main event WrestleMania and then never actually give him the opportunity to main event WrestleMania.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Here's
like you
another
Especially
kind
one.
of
when
have to
you
do
don't
it.
have especially when you don't have like a clear cut person, to
Mhm.
face Cody Rhodes right now. Like there's a
And
bunch of
that's the
different
thing.
options. It just
He wins, and then you have him. You do the backlash match in Mexico City. It's marquee,
mhm.
and then you do it. You have a situation where if CM Punk wins again, now you have Roman, Seth, Cody, Damian, and pick your fifth and sixth person there. Whoever's gonna come, it could be like Braun Breaker and like Penta or something for your Money in the Bank, where you have
Mhm.
Roman win the Money in the Bank, and Roman talking about, oh, I'm gonna do this, that, and Punk looks at Paul like, remember that favor? And then
Mhm.
Paul just looks like so dejected of like, oh, I can't. And then he has to kind of deter Roman and try to even lead Roman go after going towards Jay. And then Roman's like, I'm not gonna take that from my cousin. Like that's just not
Mhm.
gonna happen. But you have a situation now that like now Paul Heyman's stuck in the middle, and now you have to have because think about it, Punk keeps saying I'm Satan, so you essentially have the storyline of Paul made a deal with the devil
Yeah.
in order to save Roman, and now he has to pay his penance. So while Punk is champion, Roman can't cash in, and then that's when you have the Super Cena thing happen, and
Mhm.
that's when and you can even have Cena beat Roman to qualify for like King of the Ring or something like that.
No belts on the line tonight was the last time that happened on PLE. Seems really yeah, not really. Um,
It's it's Elimination Chamber, so like this PLE is more about your number one contenders than it is about your champions.
yeah, to put a belt on the line in here, not no sense because it's not gonna flip over, especially on the
On the
way to
road to
on
WrestleMania,
the road to
yeah.
WrestleMania. Yeah, You know,
See, this is when it's good to have your European titles, your this is when you would have your tag titles on the line, stuff like that. Like that's when you have like your lower card titles kind of take the spotlight. But
Mm.
you know,
Just don't do another Intercontinental Championship Elimination Chamber.
yeah, no, we don't need that, not at all.
Yeah, again, when we're talking about like Cody and everything, as far as like, is he going to join up with The Rock? You don't have to worry about that. Spoiler before anything actually happens tonight. Don't worry about it. I'm The Rock's champion. We're all good. Cody's not going to turn the soul over and everything like that. I got it. Like, I will be the corporate champion for him. All right, we're good.
so it's going to be interesting because either this promo ends the show or it happens before the men's elimination chamber.
hmm
I think it has to happen before. If one of the people that's in the chamber is the guy that actually takes over,
I think
because that way,
honestly,
you. Nah, go ahead, go ahead. I was gonna say because that way
I
you
think
end up
honestly, if you
making
do
him the
that,
one.
you kind of spoil who it's going to be in a lot
Mm,
of ways. Because then at that point, then the favorite then becomes Drew, like he's the obvious choice. Even though again, I think Punk winning and having that moment of like The Rock come out after even Punk wins. Of like, is The Rock gonna screw CM Punk out of his main event thing again?
hmm
Unless CM Punk is the corporate champion. If
Here's
both of them just say screw you and The Rock is left, with his tail between his legs, like that could also be a good story.
here's what I'm looking at it. The Rock, the Punk, that Punk could win, and we get a summer of Punk again,
Mm-hmm.
the way it was supposed to originally be.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter rights the wrong of CM Punk. CM Punk gets his Mania moment to headline WrestleMania because not only does he have not much time left, but as we saw in AEW, injuries have been an issue, and he's had one here already as it is. So
Mm-hmm.
why risk it and say no? We can do it next year. Just do it
Yeah,
now.
Mm-hmm.
Do him that solid. Get it out the way, and then if he's around for next year, you can book. You can give him Mania match. Not have to be stressing or
Mm-hmm.
forced to have him given a Mania main event.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That was my biggest thing, and that's my problem when it comes to the whole thing. Well, we can push this off until next year with just about anything. Like the whole thing that went down with last year or whatever, last year's WrestleMania, where everybody was just like, "Oh man, we'll do Rock versus Cena, Rock versus Roman this year, and then we'll just put Rock Cody back for the following year." I'm like, "Yeah, but," and not really trying to speak anything into existence. What if Roman's leukemia came back?
Yeah.
Then you have this, like, as bad as that shit sounds, you have this big ass wet fart of an ending to one of the greatest title runs in history because you just kept pushing it back.
Yeah. I also
So
don't hate this idea of a corporate money CM Punk. I don't
yeah,
hate it. Especially because then it would give you more credence to Punk winning at WrestleMania. It would give you more credence to, like you said, a summer of Punk, and then it would give you the ultimate babyface win for Cena at SummerSlam.
yeah,
So you do a lot of service, and you do Punk the service of letting his character be what it is, which is a heel,
yep,
and allowing for him to have not only that title reign that he's due, but that WrestleMania moment that he's due.
Yeah, because I'll be upset if he doesn't win it and he gets a match with Logan Paul at Mania.
Yeah. And again, I think the WrestleMania match with Logan is the Cena match. I think that's what's best for business.
yeah,
I'll take that. I'll be okay with that because that'll help in wrestling aspect,
Mm-hmm.
kayfabe. It'll help build Logan Paul up more.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you really don't think he needs to after the match he had with Roman and took Roman to the limit at the
Mm-hmm.
Saudi show, but in reality, we don't count Saudi shows as kayfabe or as
We
canon.
don't. We don't. But again, and I think if you're a smart booker, because he's already won a mid card title, and because people hate him so much, you're priming him for a world title win.
Yep.
Right.
As much as Honey hates it.
As much as Honey hates it. Now the question
He
becomes
ain't the only one.
The question becomes who, like, how do you do it and who do you do it with? I personally think if you're really going to take advantage of where the money is now, you let Jay win the title at Mania and you hold it till next Mania. You have Logan Paul win the Royal Rumble. And you have Logan Paul challenge Jay and beat Jay for the title. That is how you would do the ultimate heel thing.
I got the other one.
That's fair.
You have Logan Paul win Money in the Bank.
Oh!
And you have him cash in on John Cena.
It would make so much sense.
And you have him cash in on John Cena. The reason why I'm bringing it up like that is I don't think Cena's 17th championship is going to be the World Heavyweight title. I think that one has to be the WWE title.
Absolutely.
Just for optics sake, it has to be the WWE title. And then you take it, which one of those belts looks like more of a corporate sponsor? The WWE title. So you take the WWE title, you put that on a guy who has a massive following with like a podcast and everything. And he's up here podcasting with the WWE title in the background, on his desk in front of him, whatever.
And like pretty much saying, I'm the face of the company.
Exactly.
Like, I'm the guy. And I came in 2 years and I'm the guy. And yes, the real wrestling fans are going to hate it.
Yep.
Yes. Everyone that loves everything about wrestling is going to hate it. But it's money. It is money. It is money. And again, you don't even have to have it be a situation where he holds it for long. Though I think if he were to win it at SummerSlam, he would hold it till Mania.
I think what you would end up having, because I don't think you're gonna get. See, I don't think you're gonna get an immediate cash in that case. Like I was saying before, like the thing with Cena in the 17th championship is the title win. I don't think you steal that moment from him immediately. I think you absolutely have to give it with
Drew. You do
well, yeah. You could do that. Give him an opportunity to celebrate with it for a little. Give him a minute. Don't just immediately just have this dude come out.
And it's like you see him, he's doing this, he's kissing everybody, he's winning the championship. You see him cry, and then you hear the doom 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 doom. Hey yo! And it's just like. And it's everybody just like, no!
Everybody's like, no!
See, here's the thing.
You get the tears, you get the crying, you get the visceral reactions, you get everything, and it's Logan's smug face knowing that he just stripped the pinnacle moment from an entire generation of wrestling fans.
As a matter of fact, you take it so much farther that you get the girl that had the mean face from when the Miz cashed it.
You know what's funny? I'm looking for that right now. I'm looking for that right now.
Benny, I think that would be probably the best way to go about it. And again, what you do with that title reign,
it's whatever. After that,
it is what it is. It's the same thing with because he did it against Rey Mysterio and it's the U.S. title. The fact that he just won the U.S. title is enough. No one's gonna remember or care about his reign. No one even cares that LA Knight beat him for it. It's the fact that it happened and the fact that it's gonna go on his resume. And again, you pretty much you create what Vince. You create what Vince always wanted. Which is when he has heels and what all the older wrestling fans keep complaining about. Paul, you are included in that venue of wrestling fans that are upset that heels are not heels anymore. A true, bona fide, authentic, people want to throw shit at him when he walks out heel.
Okay. So we have some of those. We have some of those. It's just, and that's the thing. You have those that have nuclear heat, and then you have the
Hmm.
regular heels. My thing was not too long ago, we didn't have any of those.
Right. I mean,
Now we're
again,
starting to
you
have
have
those
you
again,
have you have Logan and you have Dominic, and then you have the New Day. But that's the only ones I can think of that have like nuclear heat.
and that's fine.
Mm.
You don't need to have every heel does not need to
No,
have
no,
nuclear
I
heat.
get it, but I would love the like it'll almost be like when Vince McMahon won the championship,
Hmm.
where like you know that this is so wrong, and you know it's self-aggrandizing, and you know it's just so screwed up, but you do it so that you can get real heel heat, and at that point then you can build a real baby face again, because at that point you're like right now your only real like bona fide baby face star is Jey Uso.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You and the reason why you had that was because
Cody's
you
flaming
have a
out.
yeah, Cody's flaming out, but you also have a bona fide monster in Gunther, right? So the only thing that can come from Logan Paul being the champion, even for a little bit, is for your bona fide babyface to emerge, whomever that may be. I can't tell you who it's gonna be. I really have no idea, but because I don't really see anybody like that right now. Like I don't see anybody. Even if you look at NXT, like everyone's still kind of a hybrid in a lot of ways.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I don't really know where you get that monster baby face from, but I think that monster baby face can definitely like we have till SummerSlam theoretically to give me a name and a face, and then you have from SummerSlam to whenever you want to put the title on them to build them.
See, here's how I'm looking at it. If you have Cena and Logan Paul face off at Mania, and you have
Hmm.
Logan Paul winning it, right?
Hmm.
If you have Cena win Money in the Bank and cash it in on CM Punk and win,
Hmm.
you can have on the next Monday night on the next show on SmackDown,
Hmm.
Logan Paul. You hear the hey yo, and he's like, "Hey, I beat you at Mania with no belt on the line, with no belts. I should be your first title match contender because
I
I've
feel
already
like that's too noble. That's too noble. It's too noble.
right.
It's too straight laced. Because
I know.
one, if you have a babyface cash in like that,
No, 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 no. I'm
doesn't
saying
hit.
no, no, no. I'm not saying that Logan Paul wins the cash in. I'm saying after Cena wins it, Logan Paul's not winning Money in the Bank.
That's what I'm trying to say. You even if you have Cena win Money in the Bank, you have him cash in after a match, say at SummerSlam or something like that.
Mhm.
It defeats the purpose of John Cena being the noble babyface, like
No,
being the company man. It
I'm
it
saying
kills that.
Logan Paul comes out and says, "I'm challenging you."
Again, the concept of I'm challenging you is too noble of a feat for Logan Paul, is what I'm saying.
Right. But I'm
The
saying it
way to
doesn't
get
have to
Logan
be that way though. I mean, he comes back like I'm saying he's coming in a way, however he wants to do it, however assholish way he wants to do it. Is like, yo, I beat you without the title of Mania. Now you have a title because I've beaten you at the grandest stage of them all. I should be the first. I should be wrestling you for that title. That's what I'm thinking about it. Because the thing is,
I
you
don't like I don't like it
uh
because again you're now you're justifying Logan Paul being legitimate by giving him a clean win versus Cena versus doing the most heelish undermined thing by having Logan Paul win a match where you don't need to pin anybody in the Money in the Bank and then cashing in on possibly the one of the greatest moments in wrestling history, breaking that record for the championship.
yeah. But see, here's the problem I have with that though. Because if you're gonna give the Cena the opportunity to break that record, and you're just gonna give it to him just for like 10 minutes, it takes away from it.
No, it does because again, the
You know what I mean?
point of it is not the point of it is not the reign. The point of it is for him not to hold it. That's the thing. The point of Cena winning the 17th title is to win the 17th title.
Right.
It's
And I'm
to
not.
win it. It's not to hold it.
Yeah, but if it was number 16, I'd be like, all right, cool. He just ties it. It was cheesy, whatever. But then it's like, okay, he breaks the record at 17, but then he only has it for 10 minutes. Like,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I mean,
Because
the way I
because
could
how
see
long?
it
Here, think
done,
about it. How long is it? How long when you win a championship in any other sport, right? You have that night to celebrate. You may have that whole time, but it's about the snapshot of that moment when you won the championship. That's what it's about. You don't see pictures of Jordan at the parade. You don't see pictures of Jordan 2 months later. You see pictures of Jordan winning it on that night, sweaty, bruised, battered. It's about that moment. What happens
I'm
after that moment is what's best for business,
I'm not
not what's best
disagreeing,
for that person.
but like those sports are different than the wrestling part.
Oh my!
You know what I'm saying?
Now
I'm
it's
not
different.
disagreeing with
Now
you.
it's different.
I know what you're saying. I just don't see how those things equal the same thing as this one because
I
we're talking about because at this point, then if you want to be for real, then we need to get Ric Flair's actual amount of title holds, which is supposed to be more than 16.
I
I
agree with you.
think
I'm not saying that that's a wrong. I'm not saying that that's a fallacy or that's wrong. I'm saying, given the information that we have right now, given the narrative that has been pushed right now, how do we best capitalize on John Cena's farewell tour? Okay,
I
when
think you can do both.
in wrestling, you're supposed to put the next guy over on your way out.
I think you can do both. I think you can celebrate that title win. I don't think you can do. Um, I don't think you can do it as long as they had Cody his celebration at WrestleMania because that went on forever. I don't think you
Badly.
can do that. But if you play it off, like say Cena again, me pushing my agenda to the front of the table. All right, say Cena does go in there, he wins King of the Ring. He goes in there and he wins the title at SummerSlam. You can do that 5 to 10 minute celebration or whatever. You can have him going up the ramp and everything. You can throw the logo down in there as if the thing is getting ready to go off air, and then have him get attacked. I think that accomplishes both. Whereas you give Cena his moment and you celebrate that like no other, and then you immediately steal it away from him and you give Logan. We're saying Logan Paul because that to me would be the most hated thing or the one with the most heat. But you can do with Jay. You brought up Jacob Fatu before winning
Yes,
Money in the Bank.
that would be who I would love to do it. But I'm even thinking like Dominic. Like Dominic would be the most halfway unexpected. I would hate that because it would again.
I don't think I would like it. I think like
No,
what you
no,
got to
I
give.
would like Dominic because so many people would hate it. I'm saying I don't like this comment in terms of Logan Paul tries to do it and he fails to cash in. The issue with the men's Money in the Bank right now is that there's been too many failed cash-ins. I think there's only like
Yeah,
a
they
forty
need to.
percent hit rate.
They
Like we
sat
need
up
to
there and
build that
they
back up.
wasted last year and everything too. Like I
Yeah,
don't like it.
you need to build that back up.
But like I said, my thing is like I think you can accomplish both. But because I honestly I get what both of y'all are saying in this situation, where it is you don't want to spoil the moment or whatever, but then you want to get the ultimate heat from that moment as well. That's
But
why I'm saying you can kind of sort of pull off both if you give that moment enough time to breathe, and
Mm-hmm.
then as soon as you think that everything is safe, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
well, to me,
That's the only
it's
way I
not.
think you can pull that one off.
To me, it's not like it's not celebrating. It's not ruining celebration. It's more as like he accomplished something. So at least give him more than just 10-minute reign with that thing. That's what I was
Ah,
saying. On the
nah.
next show, you
Nah,
have it.
he's still too healthy. That's my thing. If you have
You
it be a
could do it. You could all right if you like at the absolute most, you give him one title defense with it.
Right. Like do something with it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like to me. the
gonna
thing is, like,
go and shoot a movie after this. Like we don't
huh?
get his. He was supposed to be working every single date for this supposed
And
tour.
the funny thing about it is because Logan Paul called him out on it. That's why I'm stuck on this right now.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the thing, I look at it this way. This is the way I see it. He wins it, and on the next show, you can have a celebration. Ric Flair can't freaking be there because he's stuck with AEW and shit. But let's say if he could, Ric
Ric
Flair
Flair
comes
don't need to
out,
be there no way.
huh?
No, he don't need to be
He don't
there.
need to be there no
He
way.
don't need to be on
Well,
nobody TV.
just follow along, follow along, follow along. It's Ric Flair. You'll enjoy this part if I could write this out. If I had everything available right now. Ric Flair comes out. Let's celebrate. Congratulations. Thank you for good job on breaking my record that's lasted for so long. You tied it and now you broke it. Let me shake your hand. What happens? Oh, bah! The dirtiest player in the game. Freaking right in the nuts. Next thing you know, Ayo. Boom. It's like a squash match because literally he got screwed up. You know what I'm saying?
From Flair, that would be some ultimate dickheaded shit from Ric Flair. It's just I really don't want to see him on my TV anymore. He to me, it's not exactly the same or whatever, but he right now to me is in the Hogan class, where it's just like I'm done with you.
Right. But I'm saying though that that kind of segment, just for that alone, I'm not saying bring him back full time, just for that segment because that would work perfectly because that's who you would want to cause to have a hand in him losing it. You know what I'm saying? Like you just broke my record that I've had and had for so long that was untouchable. You broke it. You
I
had to
think
come
the
along.
only
You know what I'm saying?
the only problem if we're discrediting or discluding, my own personal beef with him and all the rest of these guys, um, the issue that I would have with that
Mhm.
is if you're going to use him, I don't think you can just do that as a one-off. I think you would have to have him be like, all right, well, now I'm going to put my support behind this guy who's cashing in on you.
You don't have to. You don't.
I mean,
Honestly,
like,
I don't think you have to because it's like it's one of those like he comes out like you broke my record and he's gonna be a dick because he broke it and then and Logan Paul just takes advantage of it.
the only thing I could see in that case is if you want to play into the and I hate speaking this guy into existence because I honestly can't stand him. God rest his soul or whatever. But to play into the Mercury Morris thing, where oh man, every time somebody loses in football and that undefeated season is over, you got the 72 Dolphins popping champagne. That's the only way I would agree with that shit. But it's just a matter of like I think you can pull both of them off in the same point because like to your point, he does need or he does deserve the moment. But then again, to Jay's point, like I had been putting out there before, or whatever, it is more about just breaking the record than him holding on to the title for any amount of time. Yeah, it's a pointless title win at that point, and I can't stand those or whatever. But at the same time or whatever, like we know, like his time is limited.
Mhm. That's what I'm
So
saying. He doesn't
unless
have to
you're,
have like a long run.
yeah,
Just give him at least like till the next show. That's it. Like doesn't have to be a month. It's to the next show. Just- who will win between Rhea and Io?
me,
I don't
Um,
care. I don't
we
all
care.
of
said it.
us,
It's gonna end up being a triple threat because of Liv.
all of us are winning
I don't
in
care.
that case.
Honestly, and here's my thing: is I'm not as big of an EO fan as everybody else. I don't. I love EO's in ring work, but the stuff on the mic, I can't get over it. I
I don't
can't
know.
get
I don't know what
over
What
you're
how
doing with her.
bad the mic skills
what you
are.
need, what you need with EO is, and like I hate the fact that she's not there, and I get why she isn't there. You need Asuka
Yeah.
because you know that EO's first language is not English. You know she's like, even though she can speak, she's not a
Fluid.
very very fluent English speaker.
Hmm.
So it's hard for like the mic work and everything like that with her. But get her and Oscar going back and forth. Like, you can't just have her beef with one person. But
But that's
like,
that's my
yo,
thing. It's like you need a solution to that problem,
That
mhm,
was
and this is my
COVID.
either that or a mouthpiece.
That's what I'm saying. But the problem is that there isn't like the only mouthpiece was Dakota, and Dakota has a heavy accent on top of everything else.
Mhm.
So it doesn't necessarily work. You need someone, and that's the thing. I can't even tell you if it's a guy or if it's a woman, but you need a bona fide talk. Like you need somebody who's just their mouthpiece.
Mhm.
That is believably just their mouthpiece. And you need Io. I don't remember. I think it's called the White Lotus or something like that she had in New Japan. You need, if you're gonna give her a faction, you need to give her a faction that we can believe in. That's not
Mhm.
goofy and campy and all that. Like, okay, give me her, give me Julia, give me Kyrie, and pick your fourth.
Can they give you a manager? Her heel can make
That's
sense.
what I mean. You give her a manager and you give her a
Yeah.
heel theme. But I think in order for you to give her a real heel theme, because she's like 4'7", you need a faction.
You necessarily don't necessarily need to have her be a heel either. Like
I've never
But
you
bought her as a
remember,
babyface. I don't ever feel like she's been good as a babyface though.
it's the language. It's unfortunately it's the language barrier that's the
Yeah, it's the
issue for her.
language barrier.
So
Like if we still had like a Lana, Dakota Kai is everybody. Dakota Kai is everybody's type. If you don't like Dakota Kai, I don't trust you as a human being. I'm not saying that. Straight up, Dakota is like top tier, A tier, S tier, chef's kiss. That goes without saying.
Io works better as a heel. Well, Io
Thank you.
Io
That's all
Io
I've been
most
saying.
most people work better as heels though. That's the
it's
funny
like they say
thing.
it's like they say it's
You're
easier
right
to work
about
as a
that.
heel because you're just trying to make people hate you. So you do heelish things. It's not that difficult.
But that's the
But when you're
thing.
a babyface, it's like you're limited on what you can do and what you can say.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because I think Bailey made an amazing babyface. She also made an amazing heel, but that's just because she's great. I think Dakota Kai and Team Kick, her, Candace, and uh, the butterfly rainbow girl that they keep cutting every 5 minutes, Tegan Knox, would have made a great babyface faction. There are certain people that just are better as babyfaces.
Some that's what I said.
Yes.
Most are
Yes.
better as heels
Yeah,
because
most
you got
are, but that's because of who we are as a society, and we can't really get away from that. But yes, Jacob Fatu should win a world title before he wins the Ulafala because that should be enough of a cachet for him to then rise up and challenge for the Ulafala. And I think that is WrestleMania 42 by the way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. I think he fights Solo this year and then fights Roman next year.
If you're
I
doing
will blow your tires out. Who the
if
hell
you
are you?
doing in if you are doing in next show to make Cody Rhodes win Money in the Bank, Justin celebrating Cody Rhodes come.
I don't think you need him to do that.
No,
I
because
don't
Well,
think you need
the,
Cody to do that.
the whole point of all of this we're saying is that he loses the belt because the whole his whole purpose when he came back was to finish the story and win the belt. He's done. That story is done. What is next for him? There is nothing next for him. So in order to do something for him, you have to take that away. You have to take everything away. Like we're saying, knock him down to where he becomes Homelander Cody Rhodes. In order for him to do that, you have to take everything away and break that man. And for him and to do that, you're for what?
You gotta take the world title off him for at least a year or two. Like you gotta let him 2 years,
Two.
give or take.
Yeah. I say two.
Like you gotta get him off the title for a couple of years.
Hmm.
Just to and I'm not even she does. Me and you think the same. Me and you think the same, little fettuccine. I don't know who you are, but me and you have the same taste in women, and I appreciate you. You are a connoisseur of beautiful women. I appreciate it.
Oh man.
But I mean, you need Cody to stay away. I don't even like. That's the thing. I think it's more on brand for Cody to ruin Jay's title reign than it would be for him to go back and challenge CM Punk.
That would like
That
if
would be diabolical.
once he turns heel, Like that would get him ultimate heat, and he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't even have to fight Jay at that point, right
No,
then and there.
he just has to mess with him. He has to cost Jay the title somehow.
Hmm.
Like again, and also hate to say it, he might have to go and get that tattoo removed because just looks goofy as hell. But I also think he should go back to the jet black hair at some point. I
He
like the
might.
Homelander. I like the Homelander look, but I think because people like the Homelander look so much, you need to go back to the jet black hair.
He might. I hope he does too.
I hope he does the full Vince McMahon and goes dark black hair, grows out the little mustache, and
Oh
shaves it,
God.
and goes full Vince McMahon and makes everyone hate the very image of Vince McMahon and have that be the image of Cody.
I
Because
think.
Cody said in the past, he said, "You guys don't know what you're asking for when you're asking me to go heel." I'm talking about cursing kids out. I'm talking about blowing everything up. And I'm like, when the time is right, that would be amazing. And again, I feel like that Cody taking the title away from Jay would be perfect because it would also be an FU to Roman Reigns,
Yeah.
ultimately,
Oh yeah.
and that entire family.
Yeah. Especially. I'm not gonna put what he put on here.
Oh,
All I'm gonna say is I agree. I agree.
all right, maybe I need to look at what that
um.
is.
You saw it.
Yeah. Fair play. Fair play.
Listen, I appreciate
I appreciate the honesty.
I appreciate all of the honesty. I appreciate, the ideal, the taste and everything like that. But I am not going to allow any kind of conversation like this go on without me bringing up my WWE wife, Stephanie Vaquer. All right. So, hey,
Hey! Hey! No! No!
hey, hey,
Yes!
hey, listen,
Yes! Yes!
listen.
Yes! I like this idea. I like this idea a lot. I like this idea a lot. Heel Cody reviving the club? Absolutely. Because then you can bring up all the NXT, ID, blah, 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 blah talent, and you have it be his version of Evolution. But no! You leave
Mine,
Stephanie alone. No!
mine.
No.
Listen,
That one I will go to the gym and fight you for.
I'm
No.
about to get us demonetized and we ain't even monetized. All right. I licked it till it was mine.
When Cody turns heel, eventually will Brandy be? The question with Brandy is the money, the
Does she
contract.
want
And
to
remember,
do it?
they have a daughter together. So does she want to go back and work, or does she
Hmm.
want to stay home and raise their child?
Right, and their
That's
daughter's young, so like
yeah,
trying to bring her on the road too. That's why you don't see Seth and Becky at the same time too often.
right. It's difficult. If the little girl was maybe 10, then yeah, definitely she probably will be. It will probably be easier, because of technology nowadays, virtual learning, virtual school, all that stuff.
Hmm.
But because again, like Jay said, she's so young. She's what, maybe 2, 3 years old,
She's older than that. She's at least 5 or 6.
5. Yeah, no,
She's still way
it's
too young. She's still too
yeah.
young.
So I don't we might if we see her, it'll probably be like here and there, very
Mm-hmm.
rare, and it'll have to make sense for storyline purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to see her every night, you know.
No.
Nah, nah. I think the most you see out of Brandy is that little spot appearance that she makes at a very, very special event.
Mm-hmm.
Or if she needs to be there for whatever reason to have the storyline continue going forward for whatever it goes.
Yeah, to play Mama Rhodes real quick. That's it. She'll be
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
she'll be the Mama Rhodes of it.
yeah, but she's not going to be there every night. It makes no sense. They got the daughter together. She's young.
Especially because you have a shot to turn. The way I look at it too, heel Cody makes sense now because you're about to basically turn Jade heel, possibly, and you can kind of reintroduce the Nightmare Factory, but like WWE's edition of the Nightmare Factory.
Dominic versus Finn and Mania.
Ooh, that's the thing. My here's my issue with Dominic. Right, he has everything down but the wrestling, and I don't know who he is as a wrestler
I think
yet.
that's the problem. He's trying to figure out because of the fact
Right.
he Like when I see him, it sounds freaking crazy stupid,
I see Eddie.
but I see a combination of both Eddie and Ray,
Right.
and he can't figure out who he wants to be because he's taller. He's taller than his father, and he's taller than Eddie as well, and I think that plays a part of it. So
Mm-hmm.
I think he's having trouble trying to find himself.
Hey yo, why did I think Paul was about to say yo? He's taller than his father, and he's taller than Ray too.
That would have been some
What's your favorite gimmick and worst gimmick match? Ooh,
I guess we're just in a Q&A session at this point.
yeah.
I mean,
Hey, I'm good with all these questions
shit,
coming in.
we've been done for like an hour already. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, true.
worst favorite gimmick.
Ooh, my favorite gimmick is War Games. Personally, my favorite gimmick match is War Games or Hell in a Cell. Anything that is bloody will possibly end careers and will cause the absolute maximum amount of carnage. I'm good with. I think the worst gimmick was the lights out match with Bray Wyatt and like
Oh yeah,
LA Knight.
rest in peace.
That was fucking stupid.
I don't
Especially
know.
because of the Mountain Dew thing. That was
I
what pissed me off.
I
It was the
think
Mountain Dew thing.
I'll match that with the Nigerian or
Oh,
the
slash
Nigerian
tribal
drum match.
Nigerian drum match slash tribal chief match.
Like, if we're gonna do those matches, can we get like like ethnic people with drums and chants and everything? Like, I want like torches on the side. I want drums in the back. I want the one-on-one scene with T'Challa and Killmonger in fucking Black Panther 1. Like, that's what I want. I want people in the back. Whoo. Like, I want all that in the back.
See, okay, so
Do you trust WWE to do that with tact?
with what?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I
What do you
rescind
say?
my statement. That is a fair
Do
point.
you trust WWE to do that with tact, or will it turn into a massive stereotype?
Yes, it will.
I
It
think
100%.
they'll
It
go
definitely
too
will.
far and it'll turn into a massive stereotype. I think they'll just overdo it instead of getting the right people to help them create that. They'll just go. They'll do a Hakeem the Dream all over
Yep.
again. So going back to that Dom and Finn. Okay, so if they do this, it's when Finn gets kicked out of the Judgment Day, and I think this is a good way because they've been teasing it. Is a good way to bring back the demon.
That's my thing. I feel like if you have Aleister Black just there, right? I don't think Dom is the best person to reintroduce. Actually, no, you're right. It is Dom because Dom's the one person that can afford to take the loss, and you cannot have the demon keep losing. So I
Nope.
rescind my almost
Right.
statement. You're right.
That's where I was going
Yeah.
because of the fact, yeah,
Right.
de- you you killed the mystique when the demon lost. The only way you can bring it back, he has to win it, and because it's Finn against Finn by himself because JD is out, we don't know when he's coming back. Um, he's by himself against whatever is left of the Judgment Day, so he has to bring the demon,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll be a good Mania match.
Uh,
Ray versus Pentagon, mask versus mask match, or Ray versus Dom, mask versus hair match. Okay, Ray versus Pentagon, mask versus. So here's the problem
if
with that.
that's a retirement match for Ray, then fine.
Well,
I swear,
it,
don't give me no mask versus hair with Dom. It better be mask versus stash.
okay,
That
let
part,
me go to the
that
Ray
one
versus
right
Pentagon
there.
mask. So the problem with this one is you have Ray on his way out, right? And you have Penta rising up. You don't want to do this match if you have one person on his way out. So you literally kill the possibility of like, okay, so who's losing their mask? Because here at this point, you can easily say Ray's gonna lose the match. There's no reason to have Ray with his mask still. So it kills the whole point of the mask versus mask match in Luchador is because you have two wrestlers. We could say they're at their peak or they're coming off or whatever. One of them is getting unmasked. So you take away the whole anxiety of who's losing it if you already know who's gonna lose it. You get what I'm going?
You can
Now,
technically say that with anybody that's on their way out with any type of match, though. So
right, but when it comes to a mask versus mask, it it's the same way and just even worse because you go like, yeah, he's not losing it. You know what I'm saying? When a
Mm.
regular person like on a decline, you're saying you can still have conversations like, well, maybe if they want to prolong, you know what I'm saying? You can have it, but in this aspect, it's like it's doesn't help because you already know if they have that match, Pentagon's not losing it. It if you were to have him lose it, you literally just killed your cash cow. Killed
Well,
it.
truth be told, if there's any match between Ray and Pentagon, if you have Pentagon lose, you're killing your cash cow.
Yeah.
Because there's no at this point in time in life, there's no reason for Pentagon to be losing to Rey Mysterio.
No.
Also,
Nah.
fun fact, new news, I just heard WWE has been greenlit to start creative plans for Rey Fenix. So,
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
hearing that
it's
they
coming.
are gonna not let him out, but I do think his contract is coming to an end soon. So
No, they're letting
No.
him out.
They're
They would
they're
let him
okay.
they're
out.
buying him out. I think they're just tired of it. They're just letting him out. If CM Punk sells his soul today, will it be fantastic? Because that would mean he wanted Cody to deny Rock offer because he himself wanted to sell his soul.
I
Hmm.
could get with it. I could get with that. I can get with the logic behind that.
And it makes sense, Jay, like you said, like because he said 10 years ago I would have sold my soul. But what's to say you couldn't do it now?
He said, "Oh, the reason why we're not having a conversation is because I've grown older. I've learned." But again, remember when he was in AEW, there was a whole beef of wrestling fans of like, how long is this CM Punk's back in wrestling? Oh my God, welcome back tour gonna end, right? And when are we gonna get the real CM Punk?
Hmm.
CM Punk saying, "In my younger years, I would have done this." To me, that's the real CM Punk. The ultimate opportunist is the real. It's like if Edge doesn't take the deal, it's like, is he really the Rated R superstar? I feel like CM Punk taking that deal is the most CM Punk thing in the world. And he's like, you know what? I'm tired of being. He can say that all he wants to, but at the end of the day, him being the prince, him being all that, only works in NXT. The only way to get him back on top, to get his mystique back, to get him basically turn him into a cash cow again, is to reintroduce the demon. And like Finn's damn near 50. Like we ain't got a lot of time yet with that man, and clearly they're not going to put a world title back on him. So the best we got right now with him is the demon.
Yeah.
On top of the fact that if he keeps speaking out about the Rock showing up, he ain't getting shit.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, you better
Yeah,
get the
he's getting
getting while the
upset with
getting is
that.
good,
Oh, interesting question from
and justifiably so.
Little
Justifiably
Fettuccine
so.
said favorite tag team of all time and favorite tag team finisher.
Favorite tag team of all time is the Hardys, and I will
Yeah,
die on that
favorite
hill.
tag team of all time is kind of rough for me. I don't honestly don't know.
Yeah,
I
favorite
I
tag team
will
finisher is the 3D.
I will stick to my guns and I will say the Legion of Doom.
All
I
right,
was just getting ready to say
you want me
my
to get you your rocker too?
I was
You
just
want
gonna
me?
say my favorite tag finisher of all time is the Doomsday Device.
Good.
That thing
That's
looks like
That's
it's gonna
fair.
kill somebody.
yeah. My second favorite tag team are the Steiner brothers. My
All right, you want me to
third
add the Ben Gay to that too?
my third is the Hardy Boys. My third is the Hardy Boys.
You want me to get your arthritis medicine too, sir?
The reasons behind this is all right. The Hardys were great. The Hardys with the Dudley Boys and with Edge and Christian, pretty much we can all agree. I don't think if you don't agree with this, I mean I don't know what the heck you've been watching. They revived the tag team scene and it evolved. The wrestling in general evolved because of those three teams. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
The
Mm-hmm.
reason why I have the Legion of Doom and the Steiner Brothers just ahead of them because regards to Steiner Brothers, they brought speed and power back in that time where you didn't see that. You rarely saw it, but not as much like they had it. With the Legion of Doom, I don't think you ever had a tag team as dominant as them that's held the tag team titles wherever they've been. Like people
I'm not
talk
saying
about.
that there isn't any that there's no validity to the argument. I'm not saying that. I'm
No,
not
I
saying
know.
there's no validity to it. I'm just saying you want me to grab, your arthritis medicine, you walk in with
Ah,
Ben
no, no, no.
Gay.
I'm just saying because of the fact that you know It's just because the Hardys are so great. It's difficult not to put the Hardys at number one. You know what I'm saying? But that's my reason why the Hardys are three. And
And I think again, I'm gonna keep with the age jokes. If you're above a certain age, you are going to have a different set of tag teams because you essentially grew up with a different set of tag teams, and you've seen tag team wrestling evolve from a different point than what most modern day fans have seen. Most people that are modern day are my age. Most people that are modern day fans grew up with the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian.
yeah,
We've seen other tag teams come and go. There are a lot of great tag teams, but the Hardys somehow stay above the rest because of how they've evolved over time.
right. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
And
that.
right. And I believe, and I still 100%, and it's not even a cocky thing. I 100% agree with Jeff Hardy. If he had not had the troubles with drugs that he had, he would be bigger than John Cena right now.
I
Yeah.
would probably agree with that. And I could
Just
probably
from a
even,
cultural standpoint.
I could probably even, we could probably even go on the edge and say Cena probably might not have as many title reigns as he has.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think he would be closer to Triple H than he would be to Ric Flair.
Yeah,
And I think Jeff Hardy might be somewhere in the teens at that point. Like he might be at like I would say 13, 14 maybe.
what does he have right now?
I think
I
he
think
would
he's
be
only
around.
at like I think he probably only has like 4 or 5.
I'm
If
trying to
that.
remember because are we counting the TNA reigns or
No,
are we
No,
just counting WWE?
I'm not.
it's just
I'm just
And
counting.
if that's the case, I think it's just 3
yeah, it
with
Yeah,
is.
Jeff
He
so
Hardy.
like
has
it's a low
one
number.
world heavyweight and one WWE championship, so it's just three. Yeah,
No,
you're
so
right.
he's only had 2.
No,
And again,
I
if
mean,
he doesn't have the drug issue, I think the company gets behind him because he was moving merch like a mofo.
Yeah,
he's always been a merch mover.
but yeah,
What
it's
is your
like
favorite? Go ahead.
um,
Oh no, go ahead. Answer that one first, and I'll bring this question up.
I'm trying. Oh well, talking about like the favorite tag team or whatever.
Huh?
I'm having a hard time doing that because like as teams as teams like started to separate themselves and things like that, I start to look at these guys as individuals more so than anything else. Like I can't bring up the Steiner brothers because Scott Steiner got so much bigger than the Steiner brothers.
I agree. Like I don't know
So
the Steiner brothers. I only know Scott Steiner. That's
yeah,
my
so
age.
like I've seen them. Back in the day when Scott Steiner was like stuck when he was Braun Breaker and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like so I've seen him back then. So like I saw the blueprint for that guy. But like what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up teams that honestly either didn't live up to the potential that I thought they should have, or just weren't treated the way that I believe that they should have been treated. Number one is the Allied Powers, and that's going back to the mid '90s. British Bulldog and Lex Luger.
Oh yeah, no, they didn't. They
That
weren't.
team never won a tag team championship, and honest to God, should have been multiple time tag champions.
Mhm.
And then the other one, Crime Time. Crime Time was
Yes.
always looked at as a joke,
Yeah,
but that team was so over it made no sense.
Mm-hmm.
and Little Fettuccine asked, "What is your favorite wrestling video game of all time?"
No Mercy. Next question. No Mercy. Next
I
question.
can't answer that because I really haven't. I played one, and then I played WWE 2K23, I think it was. But it never did anything for me to play the wrestling games.
No
Uh,
Mercy. No Mercy. N64. Next question.
so I didn't have an N64, or I have one, but it doesn't work or whatever, right? But so I never really played No Mercy. So my games follow like the PlayStation line and stuff. So that comes to SmackDown. Here comes the pain.
That would be my
Um,
second.
and then SmackDown versus Raw 2006.
2006. Yep, that's
Yeah,
the top 3 right there. I'm the top
yeah.
3 right there.
Those were the games. All right. And I think they kind of like screwed up with SmackDown versus with SVR because of the fact that they had these branching storylines in it when you're going through like the career mode and everything, and there were different things that you could do. And the one thing that always threw me off about playing that storyline is there's a certain way that you go that you actually end up in a scenario where Eddie Guerrero ends up in a casket, and I was just like, I hate this
What
shit.
the hell?
That is
So
dark.
so
That is
what ends up
so
happening
dark.
so
Oh
what ends up
God.
happening in the shit so what ends up happening, if I remember the story correctly, somebody start like you as you're using your character going through the story mode, the Undertaker starts helping you out. And then come to find out, the reason why the Undertaker is helping you out is because Eddie Guerrero stole his urn. And it comes down to it or whatever. You can either side with him or you can go up against him. But something ends up happening where you like the story ends where Eddie gets like choke slammed into the casket or whatever. And I was just like, I found that out after he had passed. So I was like, I hate this whole storyline. I can't deal
Yep.
with this
Nope.
shit.
Nope. Nope. Hard pass. Nope. 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 Nope.
All right. Next question. He was like, "What is your favorite Dwayne the Rock Johnson movie?"
Jumanji.
That's a difficult question because I don't remember most of Dwayne Rock Johnson's movies.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go way out on the limb because like I absolutely loved his character in this movie over anything else and just about anybody else. Be cool.
That was hilarious because that was the Rock with the
Yo,
high square
yes,
hairline and everything. Yo,
out there,
and he
the
was
hitman,
he was that extra flamboyant dude. I've never
the
laughed so hard in my life.
the hitman with the pink bat and everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's difficult. I've seen a lot of his movies. um, the one I think he did the best in, personally, that I liked, I thought Skyscraper was good.
Skyscraper was actually pretty good.
Yo,
I
people
will give
shit on Skyscraper, and I don't understand why. Like, I really like that
that
movie.
and the earthquake one.
San Andreas.
San
Oh yeah,
Andreas.
yeah,
I'll give you one that
Okay, I
I'll
lied.
give you. I'll give you
I'm
two.
changing my answer.
I'll
San
give you.
Andreas is my
Wait, wait,
favorite
wait.
one.
I'll give you two that are just like Skyscraper. Do you remember the movie Faster?
Yes.
yes.
That one's another one. That one's like one of those where it's like it's not as good as it's not a Oscar winner, but it's not as bad as you think it would be. It's a decent movie. It's a decent watch, you
Mm.
know. And here's the other one, Snitch.
I
I
don't
don't
think I
think
ever
I saw
saw
that
that.
one. I don't think I
Yeah,
saw
I
that
see
one.
that one.
I don't
Mm-mm.
think I saw that one. I thought you were gonna say Walking Tall. I'm like,
Mm,
the reason why that movie was so good is because he barely said anything.
oh no, Walking
Yeah,
Tall.
then
Walking Tall was like one of like it was like it was his what's that
he
Hulk
was still
Hogan
trying to
movie?
find his way.
What's that Hulk Hogan movie? The Commando one where he was like the nanny with the Commando. It's a Hulk Hogan
I ain't
movie.
watched no Hulk Hogan movies, my boy.
It was. I'm trying to think of this movie. It's like he was a space commando that ended up being a nanny. I think it was. I forgot what it was, but that was like one of those. But Snitch. Try if you can watch Snitch. That one is one. It's like if you like Skyscraper, I think, and you think it's underestimated. Snitch is another one to me that he was in that it doesn't get as much talked about. Um, the gist of it is his son got arrested for drugs, and he's trying to clear his name, pretty much.
All right, I might have seen that one.
Yeah.
Actually, I might have seen that one.
Favorite feud of all times. Oof.
It's hard for me not to say Rock and Austin. Just
Man,
because
see,
you know what it is. You know what it is about Rock and Austin though. It's the promo packages for the matches.
Mm.
The like the one that said to My Way is so iconic. It's just like I know that song because of that promo package. The thing is most people have a lot with like Cena and Edge and Cena and Randy, but at that point I think I had stopped watching wrestling. So I only jumped back into wrestling like around the time of the Shield.
Hmm.
So it was like I was just getting back into wrestling. So
I
I
think
missed that whole
that was the same
thing.
time for me as well.
Yeah, so like I missed that whole thing. Again, Hardy's, Dudley's, Edge and Christian, Jeff and Edge. Um, I'm blanking on the rest of them, honestly. Oh god, Jericho and China is an underrated one. Just because like Jericho made her look so good and she wasn't. Jericho made her look so good though. Um, Triple H and Test, low key, because I felt for Test so bad during that
Oh yeah.
whole situation. God, that was awful. Like looking back at it now as an adult, it was terrible. Shawn versus Triple H was a good one. Who else
Uh,
comes?
Brett and Sean, that feud was that's one of the top for me.
I
I'm
was gonna
not
say I
choosing.
was gonna say
You
Brett versus
don't.
Shawn.
I'm not picking one. Your man said Brett or Sean. We're not doing that.
No,
We're
That
not.
hell
We're
no.
not doing that. Absolutely not. We don't pick sides on this podcast. Don't you
you
dare give an
you
answer, Paul.
can't
I will
you
fight
can't
you.
no you can't do that because at the end of the day, whoever you pick ends up being on what you're trying to look for because they're two different wrestlers. So
And I think
if you go for
again,
technical, then you got Brett. You're picking Brett if you like technical wrestling. But if it's all about the show, the extravagance, that's Sean. So
which is
you have
the two sides of wrestling that we have today. Like, essentially, yes, you have Hogan, you have Rock, you have all these people that are influential in wrestling. But to me, modern day wrestling was built by Shawn and Brett.
I think this is a really hard thing because if we're talking only going up to the end of Brett's career, then to me it's clearly Brett. But that's cutting out the best half of Shawn Michaels' career.
yeah,
So if we're just talking like Brett versus dickhead Shawn Michaels, then it's Brett. But if we're talking Shawn Michaels as a whole, there ain't no way I'm making a pick there.
Yeah,
you can't.
yeah,
You really
you
can't.
can't.
Like he's Little Fettuccine said it's Brett. I mean,
It's not. It's not. It's not clear cut. That's
it's
like
not.
asking me like, who's the most influential? Like, I don't know. Like, who's the most dominant player of all time in the NBA, Mike or Shaq? And it's like they're different though.
Well, it's like saying who revolutionized tag team wrestling: the Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, or the Hardys. It's like you can't have any of that without any of those three doing a dance. Same thing here. I don't think Brett and Sean would be where they were at if not for each other. To be honest, because I think that feud elevated both to another level once they started
Mm-hmm.
feuding. That's why I said
Mm-hmm.
the feud between Brett and Sean is one of my favorite ones
Mhm.
because you have Brett who, when he was a champion, nobody wanted him as champion. Not even Hogan. Hogan didn't want to lose to Brett, and he pulled out the card to do so.
Hogan didn't want to
He
lose to anybody.
right,
The
but then
bitch.
remember when Yoko beat Brett, Hogan pulled that card out. Well, like Brett's too small to be a champion. Blah blah blah. I should be the champion, and that's how Hogan won the title at one Mania at Little Caesars. You know what I'm saying? Then so you had that. Like Vince McMahon wasn't even behind Brett because Brett was too small. You know. Then you have Sean, who at one point in time was part of one of the greatest one of the revolutionary tag teams, the Rockers, and then
Mm-hmm.
they separated because they thought Marty Jannetty was the one that was supposed to be the lone star out of that team. They were wrong. It was Sean. So Sean had to go on solo, and he did what he did. But again, those two were mid, like you could probably say mid tier
Mm-hmm.
until their feud began. Once their feud began, then you throw in the whole Sunny Days, all this stuff. It went from here for both of them to here. their feud elevated them to a whole separate level. It was must see TV. So without each other, they we don't know if their careers would have gotten as big as it did. To be honest,
Yeah.
they have been continuously teasing Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn. Well,
I don't think that's a Mania match though.
let's be
Like
honest.
it's a
I don't think it is
match,
either.
but it's not a Mania match.
Yeah, but the thing is this too. Like we've been saying, Cross has been teased with so many people.
I mean,
Like
you
his
could do Cross versus Roman at this point and call all the way back to when Scarlett dropped the hourglass, and that was the beginning of the end of the bloodline.
yeah, it's like you have that. You have what was his last match? His last match was with AOP. Not wrestling related, but
Hell
pineapple on
no.
pizza. Yes or no?
No. Next question.
Hell
Damn,
no.
No.
I'm the only one that says
No.
I'm okay with it.
No. 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 No.
Damn, I'm the different one. So there's always one.
No. You're the wrong one. This is why
An
you have like the
abomination.
lowest. This is why you have the lowest winning percentage of any of our Pick'ems league to date. Because you are just wrong.
Flat out abomination, man.
Oh man,
And this is me. I don't like pickles on burgers. What the hell would make you think that pineapple on pizza is okay?
you don't
I
like
love
pickles on burgers?
I love.
I know
pickles on
because to
burgers.
me it's too much of a drastic change. I got this
That's
nice
why I
hot
love.
juicy burger, and then I've got to bite into this sour ass crunchy. No, fuck that.
You got the wrong kind of
Save the
pickles, my
pickle for the
boy.
cold sandwich.
You
Yeah,
might
man.
have just been using the wrong pickles, my boy.
Nah,
That's
nah,
really
nah.
what it is.
I like pickles on burgers, man.
I
I
love
like
pickles on burgers. Like
Yeah.
same thing with chicken sandwiches. Like I need pickles on my chicken sandwich.
Yeah. What time is it?
We got a half an hour before the show starts. That's why I'm looking like, all right.
Oh man, it's been a long time, brothers.
It's been a long time. It's probably gonna be a long time again because this
The-
man makes
All we're gonna do
37
is-
jobs.
I know, right? Benny's like working like there's 24 hours in a day, but somehow that man works 37 hours in a day. Don't know how
Yeah,
it works.
Listen.
I don't understand it, and I will never understand it. And I don't
Yo,
question it. I don't
and-
want that life.
and to make matters worse, what in all of the hell are you talking about?
No,
You know,
man.
if we bring back intergender matches, like a Hellscape match where like Liv and Dom go through like the 7 layers of like Dante's Inferno with Finn as the devil, I would kind of be into that.
You make it cinematic, it'll work. The two of them working together, they work at completely different speeds. There's no way that works.
I just want to see. I want to see her get like the horse drop kick that he does in the corner. I just want to see her get like launched from the middle
Like,
of the
she'll-
ring on the drop kick.
Listen, Liv Morgan is a maniac. She'll take it, but
Mhm.
like, it's just,
I just love the idea of seeing her get like rocket kicked, like in like a haunted house type situation. You hear, you just see her get clamped.
Go. that's like some horror movie shit where she's just flying
Yep.
from one room to the next.
Yep. And you just see Finn just in the side, just. And it's just like walk away.
Oh man, there's so wow. Shenanigans in any match?
The women's elimination chamber.
Yep.
Think so?
That's the only place I can kind of see it.
Because you
Of
can't
like
have
someone,
Go ahead.
like because the feuds, the biggest storyline of that match exists outside of that match.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's the only place I could really see it.
Yeah, because the thing
I
too is
mean-
you can't have shenanigans in both. It doesn't make. I mean, you could do it if you do it right,
Doesn't
but
make
if
sense.
but if it doesn't make sense, especially if it turns out messy, it was no. So if you're
Yeah.
gonna do it, just do it on one, just to, But if you're gonna do it on both, make sure they make sense. Is all I ask.
I just don't think it makes sense.
Well, I mean, we were sitting here like, and let's talk about that. everybody was asking, like, okay, why is it that now The Rock and Cody are all good after what happened with Rock, and it's just that storyline just. But as we saw, it was just a facade. It really didn't end. It was just it got us all talking because we were all saying, "What is it over?" It really wasn't. It was just a little formality of things going on. So now we're talking about it all over again,
I
and
just
I
feel
like
like
the way it goes.
I just feel like as guys, all we really kind of need to do is sit down, drink some tequila, have a conversation, and like our beef is done. Like that, I feel like that's literally the problem with most of the world is that we just forgot to like let's sit down, have a beer, figure this out, and move on. Everybody's ego is kind of in the way, so it makes more
Yeah,
sense.
it's an echo chamber thing where everybody just wants their own opinion validated, and you don't actually want to
Yeah,
listen
it's
to
just
anyone
like
else.
Oh, fettuccine is like we're okay. So we're on the agreement that wait, we're on the agreement, right? That
Yeah,
yes,
Trish and
Tiff,
Tiffy.
Chris and Tiff.
Christian Tiff agreement in that one. We're split on winning. It's Liv or Bianca, I think, right? We were saying one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Those
And Jay said
Alexa,
Alexa.
Alexa.
Alexa. Yeah. So me and Benny both like we're like um Liv and Bianca, and Jay's saying Alexa, and who was your second one? Liv, right?
Roxanne and
Roxanne
Roxy.
and Roxy. And then the men's we were saying pretty much CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I don't think anybody
And
had anything
I
with
got Punk and Rollins.
Punk and Rollins. Oh,
Yeah,
that's the interesting one with Rollins. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of Rollins was the one that came out there and was just like, hey, you better not do X, Y, and Z. So you also throw Rollins into the mix, and like maybe he's the guy to
Yeah.
do this. And but like I said, to me, it's like Punk up here, Rollins down here,
Hmm.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
and then we all kind of agreed on Kevin winning,
Yeah.
Kevin
with
winning
like
and yeah, go ahead.
both of them being out for a while.
Yeah,
Mhm.
take him off TV. That's pretty much it. Yeah. So, all right, it's 5:33. Let's get ready for this pre-show, gentlemen. It's been great. Betty, it's been great to having you back.
Yeah.
See you in another 50 years.
Oh, we'll be. When will you guys be live next? Yeah, like Jay said, the next PLE pretty much. We do it either the day of or the day before the PLE. Subscribe to the page and you'll be alerted when we go live. That's when you can catch us on. If Rollins is the one to sell his soul, it would be 5 stars.
It would be, but yeah, actually, it would be. There's no buts about it. It would just be. It would be so on brand that it's like, you know what, you did all this just to be that guy again. You
And it's
Yep.
not out of the question either because we got corporate Rollins before. So it's not out of
Yeah.
the
right?
question. So we know he can do it.
Hmm.
But the CM Punk factor is nice too, though. So it's like there's a lot that, and you never know. There might be a faction that comes out of this too.
Yeah, it's also true.
Hmm.
Any parting words before we head out for this pre-show to watch this pre-show?
No, there's no more than like, it's been a while. I was here for the Royal Rumble. I missed Paul because Paul was out there doing his thing or whatever. I am going to be, popping my head in here a little more often than anything else. I do miss my guys. I can't fully get myself back in there because I'm doing a lot. And as like Jay, but Paul, you don't know, but Jay, you know what's going on with me and a certain person that lives over in Brooklyn that I'm trying to fix and not even fix, but make happen. But
Right.
that's a whole thing in and of itself. But I do have to say, and I'm pretty sure that you all agree with me as well. Like, we've had some dark days and everything like that, but all we have to do is believe in Joe Hendry, and everything will turn out right.
Jay?
Oh no, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm hungry as hell. I'm ready to go. If I'm being honest with you.
Oh man, it's for me. Been a pleasure to have everybody back together again. Uh, it's been a long time. Um, This is pretty much been the crew from day one. So it's like life happens, things happen. We got things we have to do, and nothing wrong with that one. But it's just one of those where like we've been doing this since the pandemic, so that's a long time.
Yeah.
So it's like it's been not having Benny around. It's been kind of you feel that absence.
Strange.
Mhm.
You feel that absence, Benny. We felt that absence not having you around, man. So
Yeah, like I said, hopefully when WrestleMania comes around, we can have the full on reunion. Yes. Hopefully when WrestleMania comes around, we can have like the full on reunion. Honey will be here, and all of us will be together and everything too. So, like I said, when y'all decide exactly when it is that you're gonna do it, just let me know. I will do everything I can to try and make myself available.
yeah, we try to make that as best as possible for everybody's schedule.
Hmm.
Because we always want everybody available. Because that's
Yep.
when the show. For me, that's when the show is great when everybody's there.
Hmm.
Because everybody brings something to the table. So that's what makes our show so great.
Yeah. And yo, look at that time, yo. This is like a classic episode too.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it like Jesus, we haven't done a 2-hour episode in a long time.
it's OG Heat show right here, y'all.
Yo, this ain't even a here. This is a 3 count episode, man.
Then he went back to the 3 count. Oh, all right, fellas. Everybody enjoy the show. Little fettuccine, bad blood. See ya. Subscribe.